Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading doing the nightly market update for Wednesday, February the 26th. Had to double check my calendar here to confirm the date. February 26th. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Glad you could be here. It's been an exciting, super exciting market lately, really since the Santa rally that we had in December that failed. I should say the failed Santa rally. Today we had a lot of back and forth. The main reason. A lot of chop, a lot of uncertainty. We've been waiting on Nvidia to report earnings, and I'll give you a quick sneak preview. You probably already know this by now. They just reported earnings, and way up and way down. I think it was. I know the numbers were good. Let's see. Um, 89 versus 84. The numbers are still coming in. They just reported. But anyway, let me show you why this matters. Let me switch back over here. I'm just going to start with the ES, and I'll give you a quick, we'll kind of start small and work our way back up to larger time frames. So this is the last 20 days on the ES. I always use the ES. It's the biggest, the best overall representation, usually, generally speaking, of the market, right? So we look at the ES, we look at the NASDAQ, that kind of thing. But as you can see, straight up, straight down. Look at this gap, huge gap, straight down. We claw our way back up here and free fall back down, and then claw our way back up. New all-time high, everything's great, and then we just do the waterfall, free fall all the way down. This red line is a voodoo line, which is an Elliott wave / Fibonacci level. And that it's sort of kind of held. Well, I guess you would say it's held. It's not exact, but we've gone through it a couple of times, but that is a good level of support. So if we back this out, I'll just go all the way out to a 1-year chart here and look. This red voodoo line is what I'm talking about, and you can see it's been a good level of support down here below us. So this big long red candle right there is from when the Santa rally quit working. This is December, end of December, and we're going up, up, and away. It's great. Pull back to then go up here into the end of the year, and Santa said no, and we just rolled over really hard right there. Combination of different things going on, but we never have gone really anywhere since then, right? Been in this kind of back and forth wild chop, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. Oh, now we're going to go, and no, chop, 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 chop. That little line, if you can see that, that's the beginning. That's 2025 time frame in January. Again, that's December, January, and here's February. So here's where we are now. And again, if you look at this, and let me do it this way. So this has really kind of been our, I don't know, quadruple top, maybe, if that's the best way to say it. We really have just had this wild roller coaster for the last month or two. And here at Simpler, we have, we've been making money. We've been trading it, and you of course have to trade smaller time frames, and you have to be a lot more careful and a lot more nimble and all that kind of stuff. It can be really good, but also you just have to be extra careful in what you're doing. So the biggest question is, where do we go from here? That's why I showed the Nvidia chart. So Nvidia is the last of the big Mag 7 type names to report this quarter. So is it going to save us and all that kind of stuff? And we're looking for hopefully a big, strong, really strong, knock the ball out of the park quarter and guide higher and all that kind of stuff, and give us a little boost higher. And now this is the ES. I'll show you the NASDAQ because it's more relevant with Nvidia. And as you can see, same thing. Looks like the exact same chart, right? So basically what I'm thinking is if Nvidia blows it and has a really bad quarter, guides lower and all that kind of stuff, then that's probably going to drag the NASDAQ down with it. If they crush it and it goes higher, maybe it gets up here. But here's the catch. If it does bounce and we do get a really nice move up here, I'm probably going to fade it back down. I don't trust it. I don't think we're not out of the woods by any stretch and all that kind of stuff. So let's switch gears and talk about kind of the fundamental side. We've been looking at the technical side from the charts. Um, on the 28th, today's 26th. So on the 28th, we have PCE, which is the most important data point that the Fed looks at, personal consumption expenditures. That's what the Fed looks at for inflation, guidance, I guess is the best way to put it. That'll be a big deal on Friday, 2 days from now. As we get in here to March, we'll have payrolls next week. We're still going to have some earnings coming and straggling in here, but on the 19th we have the next Fed meeting where they will tell us what they're going to do. And if you look at the bond market, the chance of a rate cut is very slim, about 95% chance they will not cut at this next Fed meeting. It does ramp up out to the June meeting, I believe, if my memory is correct. So later in the year, it becomes a little bit higher probability, whatever. But what that means is that without some major catalyst, what is going to drive us higher? And we could easily get back up to these levels, easily. This is NASDAQ. And get rejected. We could, honestly, we could do one of these kind of things. I'm not setting up for a black swan type event yet. I know a lot of people are talking about that. This is, a lot of troubling times, and inflation and the Fed and tariffs and earnings are slowing down and all the stuff, housing prices and all the stuff, but that's also the wall of worry that we might continue to climb. I don't think this is going to be, if we look at, we've got to look at the big picture just to compare. There's a five-year chart. I think we are more likely to have a year, kind of like this, or maybe, like this. I'm looking at there are the years right there. Versus this kind of stuff. It's easy to make money in this kind of market. You just buy the dip and buy the dip and buy the dip and buy the dip. Here, where we're starting out, right there, you see that? Where we're starting out is not looking so good. It's kind of looking like this. Now, I don't know if we do this. This is a whole year from here to here. It's a 5-year chart. But again, I'm not predicting that we're going to roll over and puke and all that kind of stuff. But we have to really be careful. I think we get a choppy year, and I think we could easily pull back. Let me show you where I think we might go, and then I'll wind it up. I think we could easily, if we do pull back, this is very simple. These are moving averages. That's a 200-day moving average. I think we pull back to the 200-day moving average, which is around 57. That's his ES. 57.50. I'll put this on SPX because that's what we trade. We watch the ES. If you trade futures, you trade the ES. But for us trading, stocks and not futures, that's about 5,700 on SPX. Now I trade both futures and stocks and options, primarily options. But again, I would be looking for a retest of this 5,800 with a quite possible test down there of the 200-day. And let me show you on a little bit longer time frame real quick. So there's a 3-year. Let me do a 5-year. We hit it there, kind of threatened it there. We really haven't been back down there, and I don't know that it'll get there. I probably sound bearish. I'm very light. Actually went to cash last week. Missed all the fun, and it was good. We took profit in 3 trades. 3 trades, 3 profits last week, and then went to cash, and we've been sitting on our hands just kind of waiting because, there's just too much craziness going on right now. So I'll wrap it up here. That's my kind of token of wisdom, I guess, if there is one, to say you just got to be careful out there, size small, really tight stops, and don't chase trades that if you don't have the right setup, you don't have an edge, you don't have a good solid setup, don't take it. It's not worth it in this kind of market because, as I showed you in those prior years, if you get a trending market that's just going up, you can be wrong on your stock and the tide still takes you up and it works, right? Not in this market. You have to be right in a lot of different ways and have some edge and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if I can help you, let me know. At Simpler Trading, I'm in the main room. I have a trading room called Bias. I'm in there all the time. Answer questions, all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of good traders at Simpler, so let us know if we can help. And again, keep powder dry for what might come. Watch the economic calendar for events coming up and what the Fed is doing and saying and all that kind of stuff. And just trade small in a market like this. Be careful, trade small, tight stops, and when in doubt, get out, right? So with that, let me wind it up. Let us know if we can help, and thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll see you at the next update. Thanks. Take care.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me